In today's video, we're making a trip to Sears. Did you think they were all gone? Did you think they were all closed? As of the time of me making this video, there are still 8 open Sears stores in the United States, and we're going to be visiting the last remaining one on the East Coast. This is the Sears in Braintree, Massachusetts, and it's attached to the South Shore Plaza Mall. We're going to go take a little tour of this store, take a little walk around, and see what it's like in here in 2025. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's looking pretty sad. This Sears opened in 1980, and it was originally a 2-floor store with a basement level. In 2015, the store downsized to a single level, with the top floor being replaced with a Primark. And while no official closing date has been announced, I would estimate that this store doesn't have much time left. So let's head inside and see what kind of stuff we can get at one of the last remaining Sears. When Sears was in its heyday, it was the store that people would go to get anything and everything. It was the Walmart of its time. It was the Amazon of its time with its mail-in catalog. If you needed something, Sears would have it. And now it's been reduced to just a shell of its former self. I guess it just goes to show you that nothing is really permanent in this world and nothing lasts forever. So let's check out the menswear section, and you'll notice how empty it is with just a few racks to fill the floor space. One thing you'll notice throughout this tour is just how far they're trying to stretch the few pieces of merchandise they have left in the store. Here we can see some off-brand Tommy Bahama style shirts. We have these very tacky, loud Hawaiian shirts, which I actually kinda like. I could see myself in one of these this summer. What do you think? And this one caught my eye. It was a tropical print with some skulls throughout it. Kinda cool and morbid. And this one was really neat with all these great white sharks on it. One thing that I remember about shopping at Sears was they always had a really great workwear section. But this is all that remains of it. Just these few racks here, with only a handful of items to choose from. And one thing I noticed is that none of this was name brand clothing. Sears used to have a great selection of Levi's, Dockers, other brands like that, but I didn't see any of that. But what I did see a lot of was these generic souvenir shop style t-shirts for Boston and other New England spots in the area. They must be bringing these in here just so they have something to put out on the sales floor. It's definitely a far cry from what they used to have at Sears. It's more like something you'd see in a tacky gift shop at some tourist area. I gotta say, whoever owns the licensing rights to Pink Floyd must be making a killing with all the crap merch they're pumping out for them. To my New England viewers, do you guys actually say wicked? In all my times coming to New England, I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone say that. Let me know in the comments down below, is that a real thing, or is it just made up on TV and movies? It looks like this entire section is just filled with these generic shirts. And over here, we have another wicked one. It looks like their current slogan is Rediscover Sears. I appreciate the optimism, but I don't think there's too much to rediscover here. And have you ever heard of Marco jeans? Me neither. More no-name crap. Here we can see the footwear section, or what's left of it. What a sad sight, just barely anything available. And check out that old worn out carpet. Pretty gross just from years of foot traffic. Over here they just have some random board games and toys just set up on these tables and racks to try and fill the floor space. It seems like the stuff you would find at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, much less a major department store. I thought this was really funny. They had all these super soakers set up on these old clothing racks. Definitely a creative way to repurpose these. And back here was even more of them. I don't know why, just something about random super soakers hanging up on clothing hooks was really funny to me. Now let's take a walk over to the jewelry counter and see what's left of that. I don't ever remember Sears really selling a lot of expensive jewelry, but I do remember them having watches and inexpensive pieces. And it doesn't look like there's much of anything left, just some of these watches for kids. And here they're just filling it up with cheap cell phone accessories. And this was kind of sad, the way they had these random objects just sort of set up to fill the space. Must have been some employees getting a little bored with nothing there. Okay, let's head down the escalator and see what there is to rediscover on the basement level. So it seems like they still have a somewhat decent selection of large appliances, and it was quality brands, stuff like Samsung and GE. I'm inclined to think that appliance sales are what's keeping this particular location afloat. They're just using the sales floor to store whatever stock they have. I guess that's one way to fill the space. Next, let's head to the tools and hardware section. You'll notice they have one single vacuum bag spread out across an entire shelf. I don't know how good these Kenmore vacuums are, but they're still pretty expensive. They're about the same price you'd pay for a regular brand nowadays. These shelves are just filled with no-name brand small appliances, stuff probably brought in by a liquidation service. All these fans and air conditioners, not the type of stuff you'd expect to see from a Sears hardware department. Oh, but here's some tools. They have these 3-pack wrenches here, filling up an entire end cap. One thing that I remember Sears being known for was its Craftsman tool line and its high quality. My dad had this exact set of screwdrivers, and I think he still has them. I think they've lasted that long. Are you in need of a tiny snow shovel? Because they got those. Moving on to the sporting goods section. Now here's something I haven't thought about in a long time, the Bowflex. I remember seeing commercials for these all the time. Do people still use the Bowflex? Let me know down below. And once again, we just have the merchandise spread out all across the shelf to fill the space. And it seems like they do have a decent selection of exercise equipment, so I'm guessing that sells pretty decent from here. We have some patio furniture and a very sparse looking grill display. And that's about all there is to see at the last remaining Sears on the East Coast. So I have to say, I visited a few of these closing Sears and closing Kmarts, and just please let it die already. Just let it go. Just close them all up. It's gonna happen eventually. Just put them out of their misery. This is really depressing. I'm as sad as anybody that this company took the turn it did, but it's time. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.